You live in the belly of the beast, my friend.
Yep.
How crazy were the locals over Saturday afternoon?
Today it seemed to be a little bit better. We call it Reaction Tuesday after Overreaction Monday. I've never seen anything like what I saw on Monday. I'm completely understanding of where this team has been, where this franchise has been. So, like, I understand, like, the angst, but, like, what I saw on Monday on our text line, on Twitter, it was so far over the top. We had guys texting the station text line during the game on Saturday. So the game was at what, 1 o'clock, right?
Yeah.
A text came in at 1:38 that a guy was selling his tickets for the rest of the season.
Really?
So, like, yeah, it was a little bit like it was a bad performance, but it's the preseason. As you said today on our show, you know, football's a little different, but, like, we don't freak out this much in preseason basketball or spring training baseball where things can go really wrong a lot.
I actually couldn't even tell you. This is not even a joke. I couldn't even tell you, like, who won a preseason NBA game. I know the Hornets are going to play. I don't even know how many games they play. They might play 5, 6 preseason games. I ain't paying attention to that. I don't care.
I'm the pregame show host for the preseason games, and I sometimes don't know exactly what has gone on. But the problem that I had with some of it was fair, like Canales and the way he handled the media after. Like, there's legit questions to be had.
Yes.
But I don't know why this particular game, to our audience, became a full indictment on Bryce Young and his career when he only played 6 plays in the game. Like, I don't know how did you even sample what Bryce was in that game to have a full sweeping generalization of who he is as a quarterback? That one got me. Like, this had nothing to do with Bryce, really, honestly.
Well, I just think people are just angry. And I started out the show talking about it because it's funny if you go around the league. The Colts have already decided, nope, Daniel Jones, you're our starter. And they signed him to a pretty substantial contract. So it's fair to assume that the Anthony Richardson era is coming to a close already in Indianapolis. And it happens all over the place. Will Levis, whether he was injured or not, the Titans were moving on from Will Levis. They got the first pick. They were taking Cam Ward. Boom. He's the quarterback. Will Levis will eat bananas whole for another organization starting in a year or two or whatever. But we do such a bad job of not only overdrafting or drafting quarterbacks, scouting quarterbacks, and then we give them no time to develop, and then we declare them bust. Like, nah, man, it's the organization that does this. There's a reason why the Packers have gone from Favre to Rodgers to Jordan Love without any problem.
Yeah. No, you're exactly right. It's one of the changing dynamics of the league is that if quarterbacks don't shine in year 1, year 2, year 3, they're written off. When you go back in the day, look at Phil Simms for the Giants and how injured he was back in the day. He got drafted in like 80 or 79, I think it was.
Yep, out of Morehead State.
And he got injured time and time and time again. And yet he was still there in 1993 when he left after winning 2 championships. He missed like 6 of 7 years with injury, time in like 6 of 7 years with injuries. They never moved off of him. So it's just a different time now where, I guess it's the money that's involved. It's the pressure of the front office jobs. These quarterbacks have like a year or two before everything completely changes. But I don't love that about the sport right now, to be honest with you.
If you want to act like that as an organization, you're well within your rights to do that. Then don't waste first-round picks on that player. First-round picks are too valuable to treat them like baby wipes, right? They're just
I agree.
You cannot do that. And like part of the Bryce Young problem was they they shouldn't have traded up at that point in their development as a roster, as a team. So it doesn't matter whether or not Bryce Young is the guy or not. They shouldn't have traded from 9 to 1 to give up what they gave up and hamstring themselves in the future because Bryce had no weapons. He had no offensive line, and he had a coaching staff that was all over the place. So why are we putting this on Bryce unless you were going to draft Bryce and let somebody else take the beating that he ultimately took? It's remarkable that he didn't get hurt in his first year.
And all those trades, the Bryce trade that you're talking about, and all the chasing of quarterbacks with Darnold and Mayfield, and all these draft moves. That's why they are the way they are. They don't have the depth because they traded so many times in chasing quarterbacks or chasing the immediate impact guy in the moment. Even Jonathan Brooks, the second-round draft pick last year, who hasn't hardly played because of the injuries. Like their constant chasing of players and moving around is the reason why their depth is as bad as it is, and a reason why in these games, even in the preseason, they get gutted along the way because they just don't have the depth on their roster like teams do, even on the second, third levels.
Yeah, you bring up the draft day trade to move, because it was weird because they had done so many good things in that draft, right? Trading back in that draft, not trading up, but trading back, and they were perfectly well situated to draft one of those. There was like 3 or 4 cornerbacks who were borderline first rounders, and you're picking relatively early, like at the back part of the first quarter of the second round, or maybe a little bit later. And you could have taken any one of the 3 corners that were sitting there. I think one of which played in the Superbowl last year. I could be wrong about that. And you traded up to get Jonathan Brooks coming off an ACL injury when you didn't really need a running back, because I think everybody kind of liked Chuba Hubbard anyway. I just didn't understand it, but that's what happened. And
it's weird how draft works. They right now it appears that Brooks is definitely at least a question, if not a miss, but yet Smith-Wade at corner is now a part of their defense, and Coker, undrafted, is now, a big part of their offense. So they hit on stuff late, but yet the first and second round picks from last year, including Legette, I'd say are still big questions. It's weird how it operates sometimes, right?
I wondered why you traded back into the first round for Xavier Legette, but there's a financial reason. You get that guy for 1 additional year. I get it. We'll see what he develops into. I think he has a chance to be a good number 2 receiver. Obviously, Tedero and McMillan, who's dealing with a hamstring injury right now, does look like wide receiver 1 material, and they are so deep at that position. I know they're talking about the Browns keeping 4 quarterbacks. Are the Panthers going to keep 7 wide receivers, or is David Moore likely to be a roster casualty?
Well, David Moore, like Canales loves him for special teams, for his vet experience. So, he seems like he'd be the odd man out, but I don't know if they'll try to keep him. The other day, Jimmy Horn Jr. didn't play a lot in the game, so we were wondering, were they trying to hide him a little bit so they can maybe sneak Jimmy Horn Jr. on special teams? Because if he goes out there and flashes and makes big plays, someone's going to try to take him off of there. So I do wonder if David Moore potentially makes it, and maybe they try to put Jimmy Horn on the practice squad. I tell you what the team needs, and that's what all the good teams have. They need someone to step up as a viable, consistent tight end option. I thought it might be J.T. Sanders this year. Not done a whole lot that we've seen.
Right.
Tremble's hurt. Mitchell Evans out of Notre Dame has not really done a lot as a rookie. They have to get some production out of the tight ends, or this offense is never going to take the steps we think it should take.
Well, I've always treated Adam Thielen like the pass-catching tight end that Bryce Young needs. So in terms of pass catching, maybe that's the way it's going to have to be, right? Thielen, who's a big target, can work the middle of the field. Those shallow crossing routes that Travis Kelce has made famous. Of course, nobody is trying to compare Adam Thielen and Travis Kelce. Plus, Adam Thielen is not dating Taylor Swift.
That's true. Yeah, he's not. He's with Swifty and Kelce. They're going to get married soon, right? Not to go off tangent.
Can I just say, no, it's not off tangent because it's about football, Travis. I would say, don't get married. You don't have to.
Yeah, but I need to see a big old wedding with those two. I'm here for the wedding.
Are you a celebrity wedding person?
Yeah, I like weddings. Yeah, I had my own once, and but I didn't. But yeah, no, I like celebrity weddings.
All right, good. You'll be the guy watching E. when they elope and they get married on the beach in I don't know the Dominican Republic.
I'll be right there.
You'll be arrested then. So
no, I mean like I'll be like here like on
watching
it.
Yes,
yeah,
you're not actually going to fly.
No, it's too much.
Probably is too much. Defensively, how much should fans be worried?
Well, Derrick Brown certainly helps, and they've added bodies next to him that are better than last year. I think that to think that they're going to go from, not even hyperbole, the worst defense ever to like even average is probably like, all right, let's slow the roll here. It's going to take a while. So I expect them to be pretty bad to start the year, but hopefully they improve as the year goes along. If Brown and Horn and stay healthy, and they've added Merrig at safety, who I love, they've got 3 guys there. They should be better, but I wouldn't say they're great. But it's hard to be worse than last year. So I think the offense will be better if the defense can just like hold its own more and create turnovers. Can they even get near average? That's all we're asking. Just be near average. That might be hard to do that. That's kind of like my life motto. Just kind of be near average. Don't be great. Just be average.
Don't wow anybody. They'll expect you to do that again.
No, don't set your expectations too high. That's a lot. But yeah.
That's a very good motto, by the way. A very sound life lesson to learn. Don't be too good.
I have an observation. Last time I was on, your Mets were rolling.
Yep.
My Yankees were in first place, and Victoria's Cubs were in control of the Central. And now we are all out of first place.
Yeah, not only are we all out of first place, it is feasible that all of us could miss the playoffs. Although I think all of us will make the playoffs, we have certainly ceded control of all of it.
That's the plight of the baseball season, right? It's such a long year.
It's forever.
I can't believe like the Cubs are, because the Cubs haven't played well, but the fact they got buried by the Brewers is more on the Brewers just never lose baseball games. It's crazy.
I said Victoria will attest to this. Was it 2 months ago? 2 months ago, I said, don't look now, but they might be the best team in baseball.
Wow,
They might. I mean, the Brewers are legit. They are super good. Doesn't matter now, though. It only matters if they can prove it in October. But
Twitter's convinced they're cheating, too, by the way.
The Brewers are cheating?
Yeah.
Or they think they're the Astros?
Yeah, apparently.
Did we hear garbage cans being banged in the dugout?
Yep.
I got to tell you, it is something, because you look at their team, Victoria, and Milwaukee doesn't have like any star players at all, and yet they never lose. It's amazing how they're doing it.
You don't have to necessarily have star players. Christian Yelich would like a word, though.
But he's still not what he was like a couple of years ago. Like, he's all right.
Okay,
yeah,
true.
True. Yeah.
Good point.
I've really taken us down a path here, haven't I?
No, look, I'm happy to talk baseball. Next time we have you on, we'll talk about the U.S. Open.
All right, sounds good.
Travis Hancock, at T-Bone WFNZ on Twitter. Mac and Bone in the morning on WFNZ's. And if you're so inclined, I'm sure you can stream it online. And I go on with them Tuesday mornings at 8:25. And we have crazy conversations there as well. Sir, be well, best to Mabel. Talk to you later.
Always a pleasure. Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.